All right, everybody. We live, coming at you. Lamar Molina, the marketing PMA, helping real estate investors stay in the game. Today we have with us.
Samuel, real estate agent.
Yes, licensed agent as well, myself. So today, T, I thought we talked to him about the importance of stopping foreclosure or having the ability
Yeah,
to stop a foreclosure and dealing with court.
right.
Okay. Figured that'd be a pretty good thing to hit on because even though you're fairly new to this side of the game, I think you can tell from this point how important it is to be able to stop these foreclosures.
No, super important. It's information I think every homeowner should know, or when it comes to having property or anything doing with real estate, you need to know what you can do in certain situations.
Yeah, absolutely, man, absolutely. And I'll tell you, with a couple of the leads that we got today. Well, tell them about how your day went today as far as prospecting. You're a new guy. Tell them give them a little story. Tell them
So
experience all that stuff.
we've been going through the process, trying to stay motivated and stick to the plan. I got my got my ring light in here today. We're trying to make this official. So
There you
just
go.
staying accountable. I've been staying on the phones, doing what I'm supposed to do, making the calls. And like maybe today, I probably spent an hour and a half on the phone. I did some earlier. We got the lead, and then we kind of went through the lead. So I went out. I got a schedule worked out, did what I had to do, and then I came back and made some more calls. And I got this lead of this guy that really wasn't sure what was going on with the property. He was talking about how he was paying the mortgage and the bank still didn't want to deal with him. So at one point he stopped paying the mortgage. So I was trying to piece the two together. I had a small idea it might have been probate, but when he finally spoke to Lamar and went through what was going on, we got to the bottom of it being in probate. So yeah, no, it's a lot of information at one time, but we just moving with the flow and figuring out as I go,
Yeah,
because I'm learning from him.
that's what's up. That's what's up. So unless you want to put some salt on it right now, I'm just going to dive right into how I'm able to do what I do and show you what I do by leveraging the knowledge on how to stop a foreclosure.
Okay.
So what we target when we're running a campaign, folks, is we're targeting people that are in foreclosure, right? They haven't lost the house yet. It's very important. I'm going to try to break this down to go granular. T, if you got a question, feel free to chime in, my brother, at any point in time. Okay.
Sure. All right.
So, like I said, we're targeting people in foreclosure. Now, these people in foreclosure, they need help. They need assistance. There's different stages of foreclosure. And the stage that you want to catch them at is most, known in this industry anyways, pre-foreclosure.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Pre-foreclosure. Why is it called pre-foreclosure? That's because you still have the chance to negotiate with the bank and figure something out before they actually get a judgment against you from the courts. And then after they receive that judgment, aka them being the bank, go ahead and ask the judge to assign a sale date on your home so they can move forward with the foreclosure or on any person's home. So,
Right.
Any questions so far?
Nope. Good so far. It's a little dark in here, but we good so
Oh,
far.
it don't matter. Yeah, we ain't aiming for the glory,
Don't
man.
worry about that.
We here trying to, we're trying
Get
to
the
do the damn
info.
thing. Yeah,
Yes,
like
sir.
you see, I don't even got the green screen on. If once I could get fancy, put on the green screen. I was like,
I'm gonna
no,
have one back here. I was trying to decide, like, should I put it on that wall or that wall? But
yeah,
I'm gonna catch up, bro. I'm gonna
Oh,
catch
you
that.
good? You good? So anyway, so like I said, where was I? Different stages of foreclosure. The
Yep.
part we're targeting is pre-foreclosure.
Hmm.
Okay, and when you find somebody who's in pre-foreclosure, they still have a chance to negotiate with the bank and say, "Hey, let's work out a deal." That's powerful shit, guys. A lot of people don't want to deal with foreclosures, and I don't blame them because you can make a lot of money just doing wholesaling. I won't lie to you. You can't, right? You can just
Yeah.
do wholesaling like everybody else and make money that way. But what they're not telling you, or maybe it's being left out, is that a lot of these guys are leveraging foreclosures, and even when they don't know what they're doing, like let's say your favorite guru doesn't know what to do, he relies on the title company to save their ass. They have money to throw at the problem.
Yeah.
Make sense?
No, that makes sense.
So now, like I said, we're targeting a pre-foreclosure. They can still negotiate with the bank. And when they're negotiating with the bank, that's where we want to be. That's right where we want to be at. Why do we want to be there? Pretty simple. The bank's in the spirit of negotiating. They're talking about trying to make a deal. If the homeowner's talking about anything, because the homeowner might not be saying anything. They might be hiding head in the sand. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
So now we step in, and I'll give an example. I think this will help a lot here. I'll give an example, guys. So we have a lead, right? In this lead, the person is behind on their mortgage, like I think like 20,000 or something like that, give or take, or 10,000. I don't know. They're behind on the mortgage about 2 years. Now they're eligible for help and assistance from the bank. I know this because I do foreclosures, right? I know they're eligible for help and assistance. I know how to get them that help and assistance. And with that help and assistance, the bank is going to take care of the past due amount and bring the mortgage current. And it's not going to cost me anything. Let that sink in. The bank is going to bring the foreclosure current, take the house out of foreclosure, and maybe even lower the payment. Maybe. That part I'm not so sure about, but they'll take the house out of foreclosure, that's for sure, and get the house caught up. Then, because I didn't ask the seller to sell me their house, I didn't do that. I didn't make that vital mistake of saying, hey, I want to buy your house. I don't ever say that unless, certain circumstances, right?
Hmm.
But we never say we're going to, buy your house. So because we didn't say that, she doesn't want anything other than just to stop the foreclosure and have a place to stay. Oh, excuse me, or have a place to work, because this is just a secondary home for this person and they just use it to work out. Okay. So that's the reason why she's really willing to let it go. The home has over $100,000 worth of equity.
Yeah, no, that's nuts. That is bananas, man.
Oh my God. Like I
And
don't
I think
know.
the average person that has a home, they don't know what to do in that process. They're like, oh, I'll just leave it up to a lawyer. And most of them can't afford a lawyer. So what they do, stick their head in the sand,
That's it.
avoid it. And then it's too late.
Nothing you can do. Right. So okay, where were we? So I can negotiate with the bank. The bank's going to bring the mortgage current. I'm not going to have to pay anything for it.
Mhm.
House has about just over $100,000 worth of equity. Okay. The seller, and this is the craziest part. The seller, and I shit you not, is going to stay at the home. We're going to take the mortgage subject to the existing, we're going to take the deed subject to the existing mortgage staying in place, right? There's a mortgage in place. We're going to leave that there. That mortgage is for like $30,000. Okay. The mortgage payment's like $600 a month. The rents in the neighborhood are like, I think, 12 or 1300. Okay. But because we're fixing a problem and not buying a house, we get the house as a benefit of fixing the problem.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
What are we doing? We don't ever say, I want to buy your house. We don't say that. We ask them what type of help they need. They tell us if we provide the help, great. This just so happened to be a case where she doesn't really care that much about the house. She knows she can't afford to pay what's past due to get it brought current. She doesn't know how to do the paperwork herself to get a modification, and she doesn't have the income to really support that. So unless somebody's going to help, she's pretty much out of luck, right? So we're there helping her. We've already spoke to her bank. The bank let us know after a couple of days that they're willing to do a loan modification, right? So that means I don't got to pay to get the home current, if you guys don't know that. Okay, let that sink in. Let it sink in. Usually, these wholesalers can't, go to a property that has all this equity and pay the 20 grand to get it caught up to keep it. They got to pass it off to somebody like me, right? Mm-hmm. Or pass it off to somebody else because they don't got 20 grand to get the mortgage brought current. You with me, T?
Yeah.
Okay. So now we got the mortgage current. The mortgage, getting that bought current didn't cost us anything. Okay. I take that back. It'll cost us about $1,000 because that's part of the deal. We're gonna have to pay about $1,000 and then they'll do the modification. It's minus the ugly details, but that's what it ends up boiling to be. All right. So we're gonna pay $1,000. The bank's gonna do a modification and they're going to change the mortgage for us. Right? Hopefully in our favor. The main thing we care about is them just bringing the mortgage current. I just want to make sure you guys understand this. Okay. So now that, oh Lordy. So now that the mortgage is current and it cost us absolutely nothing, the next thing to do is figure out what we're going to do with the property. We know she wants a place to stay. We got it basically for free. She's giving us the house. We're going to get the foreclosure stopped. We're going to keep her name out of foreclosure, right? That's worth something to an intelligent person. And that does have value. Just so you guys know. So we're stopping her foreclosure. She'll get to stay at the house. We're even going to give her a little bit of money and some time off from paying a mortgage. Give her like 5 or 6 months off so she don't got to pay a mortgage. The house has 100 grand of equity, guys. Let's let that sink in. Okay. And now we got the house. She's happy to do it. We're not fooling her. We're not pulling the wool over her eyes. She knows exactly what's going on. Mm-hmm. We stopped the foreclosure. She's not in any foreclosure once everything's said and done.
They had an auction for the house.
They have an auction for the house at the end of next month. Yeah, on the 28th, I think, of next month.
Yeah.
So she's got, basically about 30 days before she'd have to, shut it down. Now, she doesn't live there. Like I said, it's just a business for her. But still, she doesn't want to lose the business because where's she going to have her business?
Right.
Make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. So now let's take a look again. We helped her. She's not fooled. She's happy to do it. We're stopping foreclosure for her. We're getting in, at a huge discount, right? And most importantly, here's the awesome part, guys. We're going to let her stay for free for 6 months. And after that, she starts paying us rent.
So now you got your rental property. Just like that. Without having to fix it up or whatever, do any work to it. Just it's an easy transition.
I mean, that's the goal. I'm sure there will be some hurdles, right?
Yeah,
But normally we're just going to go down. We're going to grab the deed, sign the agreement and the paperwork. It's a limited power of attorney or a full power of attorney, depending on, position, what we may need to do. Once we have that, we won't need to, deal with her as much. We won't need her to deal with the bank at all once we have those documents signed.
Yeah.
Right. We do whatever we want for forever, right? As long as we put that in the power of attorney. Right. Do whatever we need to do with the property anyway. So now we stop the foreclosure. We got the property. She's paying us rent and she's happy to do it because she knows she was going to lose the house. And there's millions of these out here way before all this fake COVID stuff, right? This is like real stuff here we're talking about. There's always foreclosures going on. They're always here, right? So now, I mean, I don't know a better way to acquire property, guys, than helping a person out, getting rewarded handsomely. One property, 6 figures, one deal. Okay. So T, any thoughts?
No, not so far. I got a clear understanding at this point.
Super clear, right? So guys, to reiterate, we don't approach the homeowner saying we want to buy the house. We ask them if we can help them. And if we can, great. If it works out, great.
Right.
If we can't, we'll go along. We'll go about our way.
Right.
Right.
Because they're already in trouble anyway. At this point, when we reach out to them, they're already in trouble. So they need to figure out a solution.
Some of them have auction dates already, right?
Yeah.
So
and just imagine you step in and a person has an auction date on the home and you step in and save the auction. You save the foreclosure in their name so they won't be able to buy a house or possibly rent. And, there's a lot of headache just pushed away to the side. So it helps all around the board. And you acquire a rental property. It's everyone's goal in life to acquire some property and own it and rent it out. You see all the Airbnb, vacation rental spots, short-term leases. You could do all that by just acquiring these properties through this method.
Yeah, man. So that was my main highlight of the night, right? The way we structured this deal. So the closing set up for tomorrow afternoon. We have the deed drafted. We have everything we need to do our own closing, guys.
See, that's the part I need to see and I'm still trying to understand. But yeah, I'm pretty sure you're gonna show it.
Yeah, like it's pretty simple, right? Like you can go to a title company and pay them to do everything, which is fine. You get title insurance, property, taken care of, and boom, buy a title insurance policy, right? And you have to do certain tricks because you're doing it subject to, so you got to get insurance in certain ways and blah, blah, blah. Get everything that you need, right?
Right.
So now once you have that, you're going to have to pay them some fees for doing it. All right, transfer fees, all the stuff, right?
Yep.
Now, that's one way to do it. That's not wrong. That's one way of doing it. Now, you could just meet the person at their house with a notary or have the notary go there with the documents that you provide. The person signs the documents in front of the notary notarizes the documents, takes a picture of the ID. Everything's notarized. Notary FedExes it back to you next day. You just bought the place.
Slam dunk.
Or maybe it was donated to you. So I can't think of the last time I bought.
That's crazy.
Right.
That's crazy.
So, I mean, so now we did it ourselves. We went to this person's house or had the notary go to the house, get the document signed. And it's just the deed, right? You only need to sign the deed to protect your deal, or you could, there's different ways to do it, right? I can do it. You can tie it up with a lease option. You can tie it up in so many ways, right? But one of the many ways to tie it up and the easier ways, just to get the deed. Once I got that deed, I don't mind spending the money, right? I own this thing now. I have an idea what the debt is. You know, we got to order title. We do all that the same. We still order title, see what they find, do a lien search, right? Just to make sure everything's copacetic with the property as far as chain of title.
Mm-hmm.
That lets us know who owned it, when they owned it. Can we get insurable title, marketable title, as they call it? And once we have that, you know, we go ahead and spend whatever we got to spend because we got this thing locked in. If I want to, I can immediately, the second I get in there, go ahead and refinance the property.
Right.
So you get in there, pay whatever you got to pay to make everybody happy just to get the deal done. And as soon as you get in there, you go refi. Go refi and just keep her there as a tenant collecting the rent.
Yep. Everybody's happy.
Right. And then you sell it back to her on a rent to own, right? Hey, you want to rent to own it? Cool.
Right.
Here you go. Here's the terms. And whatever you can find to agree with, because you're a private bank now, right? You're private banking at this point. So because you're private banking, you're drafting your own documents, or some people have to have an attorney because they don't understand how to private bank.
Right.
Right. So you now have your documents together. You got a mortgage to give to them, whatever you're going to do to sell her the property, lease option it, whatever you want to do, contract for deed, whatever you want. But that's crazy, not having to pay for the property. And for everybody who's joined us, we appreciate you guys stopping by. We got some people that came in. So what we're talking about is how we used a foreclosure to get a house for free, right? Basically, paid $1,000, got a house, very nice house. There's not much else you can ask for.
Yeah.
So
you don't have to hit them with all the fluff. Oh, I want to buy your home. We'll give you a cash offer. You know, just making up all these lies. And at the end of the day, that's what's giving wholesalers a bad name because of this method that they're using. I'd rather be just upfront and honest with people. And if you want to be successful, solve the problem that's going on, and then you'll be rewarded on the backside.
That's it. I mean, you got to think about it, guys. This requires knowledge more than money. Knowledge more than money. So we got the property. She's going to pay us rent. We're stopping her foreclosure. And there's not much repair, from what I understand, to be made on the property. Property's in great shape. She runs her business out of it. Right? So that's what's important. Appreciate you. I see you, real CB. Good luck, man. Long time no see, CB. But that's important. That's why we go ahead and we lock in the deals like we're locking them in. Tomorrow we got a manual. He's back in the fold. He's going to be on tomorrow. He's going to do his training. And we'll get all y'all brothers together. Then Randy's coming the next day. We're going to be slowly introducing the members of the group that we have that are willing to be introduced. Because some people don't. Some people don't want to be on screen. Yeah, they don't want their stats being talked about. Because you know how I go in, bro. Like, man, you ain't on the phone. They don't.
You finna dog me yesterday. I came in on the line like, yeah, no. Nah,
he's like, not today.
I'm accountable. Not today. Gotcha.
Not today. Yeah, I'm
here for the party. I'm here.
Good look, boy. You have me nervous, boy. I was nervous. But okay. So I think the most important part, really, bro, is just the sheer focus that it takes to, when you have the ups and downs, not knowing what's going to happen, not knowing who's going to go through in the pipeline, right? It really makes you think. Makes you be like, shit, is it worth it? And when you find just one lead and you see how, is it hard to get leads? Is it hard to get a
No,
seller
it's
involved?
not hard. It's not hard to get leads at all, and it doesn't take long. But like I was
Oh,
telling you in the
oh,
beginning, just having the mentorship, that was
yes,
the hardest part, and that's probably the hardest part for new people in the industry. Like, you
yes,
need a
sir.
mentor, somebody to guide you in this shit. If you don't, you just be spinning your wheels, running around, passing out flyers and putting up bandit signs. And
Wondering what's
like
going
most
on.
people don't even have that kind of money, to really even get started. So
Yes,
there's
sir. Yes,
several
sir.
options out here, man, for sure.
Yeah, I definitely would take, I would take a whole case one day and break it down for these guys and show them, from beginning, from hello to the phone call to looking at the price in the deal, show them
Yeah.
everything. That's kind of the goal. Once we, get a little bit deeper into this thing, working out the kinks. But I think the app is looking pretty good. I think everything's streaming all right. Had 3 visitors. I'll take it. You know what I'm saying? I'll take it. So now 3 visitors.
Hey, we're
So
just getting started.
yeah, I mean, I'm posting it in the group, right? And so, and I'm putting it on multiple locations. So I have my own group on Facebook. I think we have like 70 people in that group, or almost 100 in there. Got a couple hundred YouTube subscribers, I believe, or almost a couple hundred. Um, yeah. So it doesn't take much, bro. Move the needle and drill in.
Right. Right.
So that's what today's topic was about: using the foreclosures to stop, using your knowledge to stop a foreclosure and to cash in on it.
Yeah.
Because I didn't pay to stop this foreclosure, guys. I didn't have to go sign a cashier's check. I didn't have to pay anything. Only thing I had to know was how to call the bank, how to deal with the bank, and let them know what my intentions are. With honor, with respect, right? You gotta do it with some honor, right? And if you can pull that off, then sky's the limit, man.
Yeah.
Sky's the limit. So I really, really want people to focus on. I understand you've been told to say, I want to buy your house all cash.
Right.
Ugh.
Would you take a cash offer on your property? Would you entertain a cash offer? And I'm thinking in my head, I don't have the cash though. How does that sound? What's going to happen? Cash offer. How am I going to translate that into a deal or offer?
Yeah.
And you see it happen. I haven't got that deep into the process with the wholesale side, but it's just like it's too much fluff in the beginning, man. It's too much fluff.
It can make you nervous because you know you're lying. You know instantly you are lying. Like, I ain't got no money to close on this shit like that, man. Oh Lord. Guru said,
Yeah, and once I
I
get the
just
contract, what happens now? Now I got to scramble. It's a scramble off to find a buyer. You know what I'm saying? And not have them finagle me out the deal as well.
thank you.
So
And then you're
it's a
like,
lot.
how do I cancel this? I got 7 days left. You're already thinking about canceling. How do I get out of this and not get sued?
Right.
The seller's
No,
like,
you
you
got to
better
be
close, you
careful.
son of a bitch.
You better close. You better close. You told me you had a cash offer.
And you're like, oh damn. And trust
Well,
me,
that's
I
what
know
they
what it
told
feels
me
like.
online. No.
Right? Like, listen, man, you can do it any way you want, but I think, and I do the cash offer thing sometimes as well. But like I said, there's certain situations I call for it, for you to do the all cash offer. Oh, I got a
Yeah,
cash offer, blah blah blah.
those people not in foreclosure though.
Exactly. If they're in
Yeah.
foreclosure, man, I ain't talking about a cash offer. I'm like, well, look, because they already got so much on their back. Do you really think they want to hear, hey, I'm going to come in and buy the house? They're having a problem dealing with losing this shit.
Yeah.
And I get it.
Mentally, physically, they
Everything,
have
mentally, physically,
everything.
they're not.
Financially.
Yeah, man. So I think it's really best to keep that in mind. And with this lady, that's another thing, guys. This took about 3.5 weeks. We nurtured this lady for about 3.5 weeks before she came into the fold and decided, yeah, I'll sign. And we don't constantly barrage them with calls or texts. We set an appointment when they say, hey, call me at this point in time. Say, we're going to call you. And if we call and they answer, we think they're serious. That's all we got them to really judge them by, in the conversation that we had before. So I think that's key into getting into the psyche of the homeowner, what they're going through, because it's so much different than just saying, hey, I want to buy your house. But you can do that. And it works. That works too. Everything works.
It works. It works. Yeah.
So you just try to focus on
But
what's the
you
most
gotta
efficient.
start now in the beginning. Like, really, do you know what to do? What's the next steps? You know, how to handle a client. And you don't
Yeah,
want
for
to
sure.
set yourself up with a bad rep in the beginning because your name will go around, you know?
Oh yeah, man. It gets out there. Nobody wants to really be, that guy or gal or company. So I definitely agree with you there. It's a small world, man. Title companies remember shit. I've left title companies too because when you get good at this, bro, you're doing your own closings in multiple states, right? Like you're not trying to hear anything a title company tells you because
Yeah.
you're like, hey, man, you better call the freaking underwriter. Like, who do you use? Old Republic? Like they're like, huh? I know you got a wash policy. Stop it. It doesn't matter if
Right.
this like they're like, what?
Stop making excuses.
Yeah.
Let's get
Like
this done.
so
Yeah.
again, bro, we used the foreclosure to help the lady stop a foreclosure
Hmm.
that would be in her name long term. She was willing to give us a house that had $100,000 worth of equity just for stopping the foreclosure, giving her a few months without a mortgage payment and a little bit of cash. And we gave her the cash. She didn't even want it. I was just like, look, I'm gonna give you some money too.
Yeah.
Because the house had so much equity. Why be that person?
And she couldn't pay the lien that was on the house.
She couldn't I gotta say this in a professional manner. She couldn't. But if I told you the amounts, um, it was it's trivial, but it's important.
Yeah.
Like she couldn't pay it. And I run into it every day. I had one lady who couldn't pay $14 a month on her taxes. She had an agreement with the city. She couldn't pay it. It's $14 a month. Okay.
Lose a whole house behind $14 a month. Call
$14 a
somebody.
month.
Don't stick your head in the sand. Call somebody for help. My
Oh my
goodness.
goodness. Like what are y'all doing? But again, that's why we're there. We're here helping her. So $100,000 of equity. She's happy to give it to us. She
Yeah.
runs her business out of the house. She'll continue to run her business out of the house. And most importantly, after we give her some time off, 6 months with no payments and a little bit of cash, she'll start paying us rent.
Yeah.
Mm,
Win-win.
mm,
Win-win.
right? So, and it's going to cost us about $1,000 total between paying the taxes, getting the modification from the bank because the bank's going to let us modify the loan, so we don't even have to take it out of foreclosure. The property is going to be taken out of foreclosure by the bank. Like what else? What else do you want?
What else can you do?
You're better off learning how to push paper than you are throwing around money. It's like, oh, I'm gonna buy it cash. You better push some common sense. And when you get cash, it's still not smart to throw it out there, right? You want to use your brain to take advantage of situation. You want to say, hey, I know how to draft my own deeds. Why am I going to the title company and paying all this money for title insurance when I'm going to hold this property for 6 months, right, and flip it? It's not going to cost me anything. I have no risk involved. Yeah, I can go get title insurance, but why? I got the house for less than $1,000. When I go to sell it, if there's an issue with title, I'll find out then.
Yeah.
Right? I'll find out if there's an issue with title when I go to sell it.
Yeah.
Does a mortgage stay in her name? It can, but what I would do is I'll get the modification, and once I have the modification, I'll go ahead and do a refinance because I have the credit and I have the cash. So then I can go ahead and refinance the property, cash out, right? Just open up a line of credit and let her stay there. She'll be paying me rent. Everybody wins. And then when I refinance, obviously the mortgage is out of her name when I do refinance.
Yeah.
Okay. But she's okay with that. She's in a really tough spot. She understands we're helping her because she has an auction on her house in less than 30 days and she doesn't have an out.
Right.
So
and
yeah,
that's what the gurus don't teach you.
Yeah, I'm going to show you the legal side of things, man. How to take advantage of the courts. That's where I come from, a litigious background, right? We just do all the court filing and paperwork. And when you know how to file stuff in court and you can kick the crap out of a law firm, it's hands down. We make the bank listen. They don't have an option, or we jam up the court case. And when they see the court cases jam up, they just open up.
Mm-hmm.
Only 1% of people know how to fight back with a bank. Why would they focus their energy on us? They can steal from, they can steal from everybody else so easy. They'll just attack the low-hanging fruit.
Yeah.
Make sense?
Yep.
So again, I don't know what else you could want. You didn't have to pay for the property. We push paper. We don't throw money around. We push paper, pens, documents. Got a modification because that's all we do. Been doing it for years, right? Was here for the last crash. Get the modification. We could have done a short sale, but there's no need. She has $100,000 in equity in the property.
Yeah, that's stupid.
Right? And we're doing our own closing. I don't mind paying for a closing and getting title insurance and all that, right? I'll do that after I take the deed, right? I'll go take the deed. We'll be in total control. And then we'll go ahead and order title and all this because we're getting our deeds for free.
Right.
That's what they don't tell you guys. The reason why you want to have your title search and your lien search and all that done beforehand is because it's costing them a crap ton of money to take down these properties. But when people are giving you properties, oh, you can just go ahead and let's make it happen right now. Because it's not, you only lose what you have involved. And yes, I can afford to lose $1,000 on $100,000 worth of equity.
Yeah.
That's a gamble I'm gonna take all day. Right?
Yep.
So I already know the house is in her name. I'll just order a title search and a lien search. That'll take about a week to come back, right? That'll tell me what other encumbrances there are on the property.
Right.
If any at all. And I've already looked in the county and I don't see any other mortgages. And if it's not in the county, good chance are there's no other mortgages.
Yep.
Yes, there could be hidden liens. Yes, right. But again, it's far and few. When you know how to do a title search, and I worked for a title company for about 7 years. So certified or uncertified data, regardless of who the underwriter is, Old Republic, doesn't matter. You're going to get about a 70% accuracy rate by checking the city records and official records. Because good luck trying to enforce a lien that hasn't been recorded. Good luck trying to enforce a lien that hasn't been recorded.
Yeah.
Right. It's, first records is first position unless it's a superior lien. But I get you. I see what you're saying. And yeah, there are hidden liens and they do happen. I had one bit me in the ass for about 16 grand. So you're absolutely correct. There are hidden liens. But when you're only paying $1,000 for the property to acquisition it, you're not really caring about the hidden liens. You are caring when you're going to have to pay, $40,000 to get the person out of their house because you told them you were going to buy the house.
Right.
Why am I going to say I'm going to buy your house? I don't want to buy it. You know what I want to do? I want to fix a problem and you let me have it.
Yes.
I like to avoid capital gains. I need some donations. Right? This is business structuring. It starts with business structuring, right? And you understand how the structuring goes. And that's why people, why do you think they take donations and don't call it, exchanging, something for money? Right. They don't call it commerce. It's a donation. Once you call it commerce, but you're getting taxed.
Right.
Once it's commerce, you're taxed. So that's what I take a donation. I don't know. I don't work. I don't do that.
Yep.
That's where it goes. But so she's happy to give us the house. I couldn't be any happier to help her. And we got about in-house, we have about another 8 leads to cover that I haven't even gone over today. So in total today, I think it was 11 leads came through the pipeline.
2 by me.
2 by you. 2 by Randy. 1 guy put up 5, but he's a vet, man. And he only he does it to brag. He just does it to brag because I don't got to price his stuff or nothing. He doesn't ask me to price his. He's like, yo, look how many I got. I'm like, yeah, I can see the back end of your dialer.
1,000.
Yeah, I can see the back end of your dialer. Um,
$1,000 at least, and that's
a
a key
thousand
as
dollars a
well.
day.
You know, you got to tell the people you got to put in the work and hit the phones, man. If you're not hitting the phones, making the dials, you can't get any leads. You know, you won't have
Yes.
these problems.
I mean, bro, like here's what I'm gonna do, right? We got one awesome viewer. I'm gonna show you guys the back end, right? I'm gonna show you guys my screen. You can see the pipeline. You'll be able to see some leads. You'll see the dialer. The dialer is the moneymaker. We do 1,000 dials per day. You'll be closing on plenty of properties. I shit you not. It's all you have to
Yeah,
do is 1,000 dials a day, guys. That's it. And that's about 2.5 hours on the phone, just to let you know.
yeah.
If that, it's about
If
two and a
that,
half hours.
because
Yeah,
sometimes
like
the lines are ringing 10, 15 lines at one time.
all by themselves, bro. It's like, oh man, all by themselves. You don't gotta do
Yeah.
anything. Is that no, that's the wrong screen. Let me go to the other screen, screen two. All right, so I'm gonna share my screen with you guys and show you a little bit of the pipeline, okay, and kind of, some of the success or some of the good stuff that's been going on. Let's see, where's that other window that I had right there? All right. We're gonna go with I don't think it's in this one. I know what we're gonna do. I'm gonna open up PropStream and show you guys everything in PropStream. Okay, so here we go. Logging into PropStream. I'm dropping on screen right now for you guys. It's just loading. It's slow. Okay. So while PropStream loads, right? So I'm going to show you some of the leads, right? And how we get them, what filters we're targeting to help you guys. Like one goal is to pack, knowledge nuggets. So here we go. Complete transparency. So we like pre-foreclosures. If you weren't here when we mentioned it, that's all we target. So if I go to my properties, guys, and she's really slow. If I go to my properties, you'll see in this upper menu bar right here, I have over 134,000 saved properties already. Now, the benefit for that is I can download, up to 100,000 of those per month because they're already in my database. I don't get charged extra for that. I can download 100,000 of those per month and there's no issue. I can download 10,000 new records per month, right? So if I don't have any records, every month I get 10,000 to add. I'm still like a week late. I also do sub a trustee still late. What am I missing? Well, let me ask you, Facebook. I didn't show your username. My apologies. But so here's a question. When I let me get this back on the screen. So when I pull a pre-foreclosure, I'm going to show the question, right? When I pull pre-foreclosure leads from the county and I call them, I'm still like a week late. I also do sub of trustee. Okay, still late. What am I missing? Here's what you want to do. Here, I'll just show you. So I don't know if you get yours from PropStream. We use PropStream, right? If you don't use PropStream, you want to pull your leads from a certain date. So I usually pull from the date the document was recorded, if that makes sense. Because you can get into here. I'll even show you on PropStream, right? So if I want to go into PropStream and I want to, I'll put a search, and I want to pull some pre-foreclosures. I'll just put in a zip code, right? 33063. Right, that's in Florida. And once this loads up, I'm going to show you the filters, right? So 146 pre-foreclosures is what it's showing. But if I want to get a little bit more granular, I'll go here, I click filters, right? I think it's under, let me see, pre-foreclosures. All right, so you see the recording date right here?
Mm-hmm.
I just pick from a recording date that's, fairly recent, but not too recent, right? For instance, like I'll go back about 90 days and I'll pull all the recorded list pendences from, the last 90 days. And then I'll skip trace those. Okay. And once you skip trace those, you'll, in 90 days, there's going to be plenty of foreclosures still. There's no way they should all be, late as
Solved.
you mean. Yeah. Like,
Yeah.
and again, I don't know how good you are on the phone. I'm not picking on you, but you got to really dig these people out. They'll lie to you with a heartbeat.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, I'm not in foreclosure. Everything's fine. I'm good. You looking at
yeah.
it, you like, it says it's in foreclosure, and they just lying through their teeth.
Lying through their teeth. So you got to, if you know for sure, like take it with a grain of salt and double check with them. But that's what I do. I come right here. I pick a date. So let's say I went back to not June. Let's go back 1, 2, 3. Go back to March 2nd, right? So now when I go in here, it only pulls the list pendencies that were recorded from March 2nd all the way up to today's date. So the foreclosure would have had to been recorded between March 2nd and today. That should be all current filings. And that's how I stay current on who I'm calling and not be late. Hope that helps. Good question though, man. Really good question.
Yeah.
So again, that's just one of the filters that I use, right? I can come in here and just get really granular and say, hey, I want the document. And look, let's look at the documents. You want to go with the notice of default. That's the main document you want to record. I forgot to mention that. Get the notice of default, aka list pendants. That's the only one you want. Auctions are okay. Auctions are okay as well. Actually, we'll go into auctions later. We'll go into that later. We'll save them nuggets for later, right? But yeah, do your notice of default and list pendants. And when you do those, that should keep you right on top, man. And I don't do all documents. I don't need them all. Like I don't want to know about default releases. I don't want to know about bank owned, and I don't want to know about excluded foreclosures. I don't care about those. That means they've already lost. The homeowners already lost their position.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So the homeowners lost their position. What's the point?
Yeah.
You can't get in and negotiate with the bank because the homeowner's already lost the house. That's what I'm getting at. Okay. So appreciate that, Facebook. Anything else, please let us know. So now, again, I can show you how many leads I have here. Can I block this out? Boom, there we go. Close that. Let's see. All right, since you're here, we'll go ahead and what's the zip code I'm thinking? 33319, I think it is. 33319. I think that's the one I'm looking for. It's Lauderhill. Okay. Yeah, this Lauderhill is Tamarack. Yeah, okay. So this is another good foreclosure. Absolutely, you're welcome. We can do anything more. Please let us know. So here's Tamarack, Florida, Lauderhill, Florida. A lot of foreclosures over here, right? And as you look, it's not even that big of an area. Look how many pre-foreclosures we have, just based on these numbers. Now I understand, guys, not everybody uses pre-foreclosures, but that's what we target. I can't teach you everything about every lead. What do we target? Pre-foreclosures. These are those, right? And then I have some special filters. That's why I have my name there. That's just that special list, right? That's got that power list right there. And then again, if you're looking for cash buyers, if you guys aren't familiar with PropStream, these are people that bought cash deals in a certain amount of time, right? You can go in here and change the filters just like I did for the pre-foreclosures, right? You can change the filters and that will reflect in the amount of available cash buyers.
Wow.
Right. The liens are awesome, right? You can go in here, click your filters, right? You can go in here and change the type of liens that you want. Just come over to liens and bankruptcies, and then you can say, who are you trying to target, right? You can say, I want active liens, I want active bankruptcies. That's fucking awesome. Are you kidding me? You can pick for active liens and active bankruptcies. Guys, I've been doing this a long time. These are new features in PropStream, right? I think in the last month or two this has come out. I know people that'll pay you just to pull bankruptcy leads. we used to have to struggle to do this stuff, right? People don't know. We can call people that had their bankruptcy dismissed. We can pull those leads. I'm not too interested in lien releases because I don't really target them. I'm not saying they're bad. I just don't target them. I'm sure there's a benefit somehow, somewhere. I just target what we're good at, right? What we know. And if I wanted to get a lien within a certain time frame, because you don't want a lien that's 10 years old, right, or 30 years old. You want, active liens or certain liens to target. Okay, cool. Just pick your date. Say I want liens that are recorded within, we'll say last year, right? Show me those. And now the numbers have already changed. I can close this out. Now look, these are all the properties that have a lien in that area from last year, right? I just sold a condo over here in Inverary, right? And look, city county tax lien, right? Cool. Does it tell you the amount? No. So if I want to know the amount, I'd have to click details and look when it was recorded, folks. Look, recorded June 1st. All right. So that tells you, this is a very recent lien recording. And I've already clicked it. I think option just slow. Yeah, because I have all the streaming and everything else going on. I don't have gigabit internet, but it's coming. Hey, yeah, a gigabit internet. Come on, PropStream. Oh, there we go. Okay. So let me make that a little bit smaller. Too small. All right, that's too big. Can you see that? See?
Yeah, I can see that.
Is it too small? No.
You can open up a little bit, maybe 55, 60. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, I'll leave it like that. Okay. So look at this property in Inverary, guys. Look at all the details you're getting, right? You got the well, I can't even see the name right there. Go back just a little bit. I wanted it 50. Can I just directly write this? I can't. All right, so we'll have to leave it. So we got the guy's name, Paul Jones, veteran's path. It's a real simple breakdown, but here's what we care about. Pre-foreclosure details. I'm gonna pull the lien up next. All right, so we know the pre-foreclosure was recorded. Boom. Sometime within 2021. That's all I really care about. Inverary Gardens does not play any games. I know them very well. I got proof. Right? I know them very well. And that's the borrower down there. So now let's go look at the lien, right? Because he's got pre-foreclosure. So he's got problems with he's not paying somebody. We don't know who yet.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be the mortgage. I didn't see who was suing. Hold on, let me see if I can see who's suing. Frank, that's just the attorney, Paul Jones, Inverary Gardens, recording date. Yeah, okay, so the HOA is suing. Okay, how do we know this, guys? We know the HOA is suing because it says Inverary Gardens. That's the lender's name. That's just how the bank calls them. They're not the lender. Okay, and it's a notice of list pendant. So that's a document that was filed, and this is the date that they filed it. So that's in March, end of March, right? So that works for me. I can go pull this document up from the city and see how much they allege they owe. And then I can just call the owner and say, hey, I'll pay that bill for you if you let me have your home. Right? I don't mean it like that.
I didn't know the exact words.
I know the exact words, but yeah, like it'll be very subtle. I'll ask if they need some help. Yeah, I need help. Well, do you want to stay there or do you want to leave the house? I want to leave. I want this over with. Cool. And if they want to stay, we help them stay. Like if they want to get a loan modification, we'll tell them how to do it for free.
Right. For free.
You want to do a short sale? Cool. We'll show you how to do that too. Right. So we're helping them on all fronts. It's not a one-way situation at all. We genuinely care about the homeowners and we don't want to abuse these type of powers. There's enough evil out there. So always do what's right. Always do what's just. That being said, the lien, let's take a look at that. So she got liens from the city code violations, right? So this was recently recorded. And it says code enforcement board, we don't know the amount of the lien. Can I draw that back a little bit? Oh, $85? Is that it? Okay, 85. I can live with $85 for one lien. Lien number 2 is HOA. That's $1,800. And that's who's suing? Oh my God. Okay, guys. All right. All right.
This is what we were talking about earlier.
All right. So let me just tell you how to read a lead, guys. I hope this helps you. So look, we know the HOA is suing. When was this recorded? This was recorded in September of 2020, right? So they gave her some time. Now it was like $1,800, I think that says, right? Well, now she didn't stick to the agreement, and they went and filed, right? This, right? They went and filed this. Now we don't know what the numbers are now because it's been about 3 months. Today's June 25th, right? So it's been about 3 months. But I know the HOA over there is $331 a month. I just know it, right? So if that's what her payments are, so let's say that's another $1,000. So let's just say she's behind $3,000 to the HOA. The HOA is foreclosing on her for $3,000. Now let's go see if this was a cash transaction when she bought it. Paul Jones, there's Paul, non-arm's length, trustee's deed. When did Paul get involved here? All right, so this is a foreclosure, looks like, for the REO. Trustee deed for Paul, 2012. And was it cash? That's all I want to know, Paulie. Was it cash? Land, legal, HOA information, 344 now a month. Okay. Last arm's length transaction, 2012, interfamily transfer. They don't give any amounts. Unfortunately, oh wait, hold on, last sale. Yeah, that's 2010. Yeah, so okay, here's why it's not there, guys. Little deed work for you. So the last time somebody recorded the amount of a sale, because they're smart, like me, I use trust. We can hide whatever we want with that trust, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the sale amount was $7,000 back in 2010. And if you look here, it was a trust deed, and now there was an interfamily transfer, right? And that was when Paul got involved, right? Oh no, that was when that's Paul getting involved. So there's a seller, here's the buyer. That's when Paul, that's the current owner now. So Paul gets involved here in 2012. Now, if you look, it's considered interfamily transfer. So that means they don't really have to. It's like when a mom gives a property to the son, right? They don't really charge you fees for that. They call it interfamily. It's like it's a courtesy transfer. You don't have to pay recording fees, especially if you put it into a trust or something. Some real cool, nifty stuff, right? So that's why you don't see any transaction here. So it looks like he pretty much owned the property outright because he only owed $7,000. And hold on, let me see if there's any other transactions after that. What year is that? 2012? No, I don't see any other transactions after 2012. So the house was basically given to him by a family member in 2012 from this interfamily transfer, as you see. And then he's getting foreclosed on by the HOA, not the bank, because there is no bank, more than likely. He's getting foreclosed on by the HOA as of March 2021 for an amount that we know for a fact in 2021 when that was filed. Oh, excuse me, in 2020 it was $1,800. Yeah. And we know the payments are, so it was $1,800 when they filed, guys, in 2020. And we know right here how much the HOA is per month. How do we know? Because it's right here. Where's the HOA? Here's how much the HOA fee is per month, $344. So we can just add that up. 3, 6, that's 9 months. Let's just say 10 months at $400 a month. We'll say that's $4,000. Yeah. So let's just say total, she owes 4 plus 18. We're gonna say $6,000. She owes $6,000 to the HOA, and that's it. The house is probably free and clear. And we're gonna call her tomorrow.
I was just gonna say that. I was like, we need to call her tomorrow. Shit.
Okay, that's the power of a lien. That's the power of a lien. We broke all that down just from looking at the lien on the property, because it doesn't make sense for a lien to be in place for Paul Jones when he owns this place outright, probably.
Outright.
Unless Paul's like dead or just doesn't care. Like, who would let that happen, right? And they've already started the foreclosure process, right? They started it when? Started back in March 24th. It won't be long. It will not be long. Okay? So if you look and you see that, and you can honestly tell from there was no transactions here. And then we went and we looked here. We see what the liens are. We see it was a HOA lien back in September of 2020. And at that time it was only $1,800. And it's from who? From the HOA. Right? And then we see they didn't get their money. So what did they do? They foreclosed. They foreclosed when? March 24th. Who did they use? The trustee is Frank Weinberg and Black. It's the trustees, right? And go back here. Go back to the lien. Who filed the lien? Inverary. Who helped them file? Frank Weinberg and Black. You see, guys? So I hope that kind of makes sense, how we leverage that stuff. And why it's important to understand what's going on, because I could have very easily got this property and just started spending money. Like, okay, I'm going to pay the past due mortgage. I'm going to pay to get the property fixed. And then I'm going to go get a title insurance policy. Right. So I done spent about, shit, man. I spent like 25 grand before anything's even happened. Before I swing one hammer. All right. So I'm about to ready to shut it down, man. Anybody's got any questions? Now's the time. We appreciate you guys tuning in. T, anything you wanna put in or?
No, I'm good so far, man. We just going through the process. I'm still learning the systems. I'm still learning how to price out the information, scenarios. But yeah, as you can see, that's a great lead. Just we're live streaming and just pulled up a great lead, That's
because we know what to target, bro. It's that targeting is the key.
Right.
Like I get what everybody's saying, but you gotta understand. Why would I want to wholesale a property and have to worry about the equity and then having to worry about spending all this money to try to make a little bit of money? Tell a bunch of lies to people. I'm a cash buyer. I'm going to buy the house. Why do all that?
Yeah.
When you can literally, you can just call the people and say, hey, do you need some help? I see you're in foreclosure. I can definitely help you. That's all you got to do.
Yep.
All right, man. So we're going to call it an evening. We appreciate it. T, nothing else to add before we go?
No, that's it, man. We're just going to continue to push forward and, keep sorting out these leads. Y'all stay updated for my closing on one of my leads. Just stay updated.
Yes.
We're going through the process and I'll have one soon.
Oh, absolutely. You already got two.
No, I got leads. I just need to, we need to close on them. So
though that one gentleman, we'll go over that lead too. That's what we'll do as well. But we'll do it out tomorrow because I know it's late. You got little mama. So appreciate you tuning in, T. Staying focused, man. Because I know it's easy to do the opposite. You know what I mean?
Okay.
No problem,
boss, man. I'm here. I'll talk to you. Have a good night.
All right, y'all take care.
All right.